stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yep. Good morning. Okay. I'm getting closer. There's more people that need this today. So, good morning, Mr. Leisure. All right. See how we are there. We're good there. And I gotta go do that. All right. Come on. Here we go. I usually have stuff to say during this, but I'm working on detox stuff today. I'm also trying to figure out how to remove an attorney general because I figured something out. He's the one deciding the abatement money shit. This man is a piece of crap, and I want him out of office. He's taking kickbacks from Carr. He is the one that helped make it unregulated to do all this shit. Yeah, we're finding stuff out. So, but part of what we need to do is make sure that when all this other shit falls apart out there, that we have places for these people to go. See, we can't. I got to think of everybody. If I was to go and just say, hey, we need to shut these places down, what that would be revenge. I don't need revenge. God works with forgiveness. And I can tell you now, I love everybody, but that doesn't mean I have to go with your actions. It doesn't mean I have to support your actions. That's not what that means. That means my unconditional love means that if you reach out for help, I will help you. And that's what that means. That's it. Doesn't mean I'm going to support you. Good morning, Ingrid. Look at us both up earlier in the morning for us. I hope you're doing better. Yeah, the Attorney General's office, they've been finally right back. They're like, well, you didn't have proof. And I wrote back, I'm like, it's been 2 years. They already got busted, just like I said they would. Are you guys going to, and I told you guys either need to give me my second meeting or I'm going to contact the district attorney. So that's my next one. I like calling these people. I'm going to report them to the attorney's line. You bet I am. Report. All right. Let's get to this is the shit you get to do when you come out of the dark and you see this shit for what the fuck it is, man. See, all this shit gives me purpose. Doing all this gives me purpose. It gives me something. Right? That's really all it is. I'm not fighting anybody, but a lot of people are now realizing, yeah, maybe well, you're crazy. Well, not crazy in that aspect anyway. All right. A lot of different places to go in this one, but I always like it when we pull out as Bill sees it. Right. That's what I see. Everybody running around trying to be the next Bill W., trying to be the next Dr. Young, trying to be the next Dr. Bob or Silkworth or no, we're not. God decides that. So quit trying to be that. I'm so tired of, I see all this stuff for recovery and sobriety and not one mention of God. Not one mention. All these people got me sober. They did this. These people, what do we call it? What do we call them? They are like little boys whistling in the dark. Inwardly, they would do anything to take a couple of drinks and get away with it, right? And we can't be that. We cannot have any lurking notions. It's hard to be 100% honest with yourself. Dr. Dion. Dr. Dr. Dion. I stole that from a movie called Dr. Detroit with Dan Aykroyd. All right. Was it Dan Aykroyd? Yeah. Okay. From my understanding, he's a jerk. All right. Here it's nothing grows in the dark, right? And it's got the reading there. I will get to that. Then it leads us to, as Bill sees it, page 10, which was out of the dark. I read part of a letter that he wrote, and then we were going to go to the 12 by 12, probably around page 38. Thank you for thumping the big book without thumping the book. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I tend to be kind of violent with my stuff. Actually, that's not what it is. This is 6 years. Restream gave me my, they're like, you're on a winning streak. 60 weeks straight. I've gone live because there are times I get sick. I'm not here. But 60 weeks I've gone live. Sickness, everything. I've done it. Hey, what is this? It's recovery, man. If we don't do it, I drank when I was sick. You bet. Did you notice that when you were drinking, you weren't sick very often? Yeah, you just didn't fucking know. All right, anyway. Let's get out of the dark. A clear light seems to fall upon us all. When we open our eyes, since our blindness is caused by our own defects, we must first deeply realize what they are. Constructive meditation is the first requirement for each new step in our spiritual path. When we can get to a place, right, we need, especially alcoholics, but any person over 21, you can no longer blame your parents or other people for who you are. Did they have some influence in it? Sure, but now you are making your own darn decisions. So if we can get to a place where we realize that it isn't this outside shit that's doing to us, it is an inside job. That Dion was the only person blocking him from his higher power. I was the only thing blocking me. Okay, and this is part of the denial process. Welcome, Path Windward. I'm just going to call you Pathy, but welcome. Good to have you. All right. Okay. Now we're going to go 12 by 12. Oh, you sweet nectar coffee. Ah, yeah. 12 by 12. 98. I just remembered. Tomorrow, hopefully it still works out, but I'm going to be going live with my daughter. It is not going to be like this is, like my regular podcast. Will I still be talking about God and the things that I do? Sure. But it's more of how we can have relationships with our kids, how we can have relationships with each other, and figuring this shit out. We're doing introductions tomorrow. There's no plan. You know me. I don't have a plan. We're doing introductions. I don't know what she has to say. Fuck it. So we're going to be at step 11 here. Okay. So we're done with this. And what are we trying to get to here? We will want the good that is in all of us. Okay. There's direct linkage among there is a direct linkage among self-examination, meditation, and prayer. Taken separately, these practices can bring much relief and benefit. But when they are logically related and interwoven, The result is an unshakable foundation for life. Yeah. What are you talking about? They're actually talking about steps 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Work steps 1, 2, and 3 every single day. It's the first thing I do before I do this. I make my coffee and stuff first. You gotta have the coffee. God wants coffee too. God wants coffee in me first. Trust me on this. And my prayer is very, very basic. I start with the serenity prayer. I ask God to keep me clean and sober for that day. It's the only thing I ask for myself. Then I pray for the people closest in my life. Then I pray for the people that I feel have injured me or whom I might have resentment towards. And then I finish with the third step prayer. I do that every single morning. It's how I start my day. It doesn't need to be some big, long-winded prayer. The third step prayer covers a lot for me. Hey, I don't want my will today. Can we do yours? Sometimes I might say, God, I don't know what I'm doing today. Can you give me some direction? What do you need me to get done today? Sorry, I just feel like my stomach is just like, eh. All right. But, okay. Now and then, and you may think this won't happen, okay? Now, the other day, we talked about what you say to yourself matters. In this situation, just like in step 10, you had to accept the fact that you are now sane. Yes, we alcoholics actually have to accept sanity. Why? Because we're used to the insanity. See, all these topics have been fitting together. Isn't that cool? That's what AA is. Welcome to recovery. That's how recovery works. Okay? Now and then we may be granted a glimpse of that ultimate reality, which is God's kingdom. Now, our brains tend to say, oh, that is great. That is so awesome, but that's not for me. And if you say that, then you are correct and you won't get it. You won't. You will just not see it. God, you'll still get the gift, but you won't be able to utilize it because you can't see it, because you denied yourself. How you talk to yourself matters very much. Okay. If you think you don't deserve something and you determine your own worth, that is what will fucking happen. It's called free will. And we very much have it. You bet we do. I can leave this house right now, head to the liquor store, and destroy this town. You bet I am that dangerous, and so are you. Okay? Hopefully the cops will catch me first, right? Before I hurt somebody else, because I will. I will. This brain will hurt somebody else if they are in the fucking way. And I cannot live that life. That is old stuff. I get this. Hey, Sam. Shibby, good to see you. Been a minute. Not at all. But it's good to see you, brother. Yeah, this is just pretty much the grassroots. Yeah, hey, Patricia. I don't know that I have your phone number or how any of that works, but I have this thing called a grassroots meeting, and I think you would be a great addition. I know you may not be able to hit some of our meetings. We do Zoom. But send me a message in Messenger if you want to be part of that. I think you would be a great addition. It's a lot of these same people here, and it's just, from the sounds of it, you have a great fucking program, and I'd like some of these people to enjoy it. If you have time, I just want to give the invite. And because I didn't think of you on that because you were out of the country, and I don't know why my brain didn't hook it, and I apologize for that. I should have invited you a few weeks ago. So, all right. So now and then we may be granted a glimpse of that ultimate reality, which is God's kingdom. I get these. I get epiphanies. I can see the detox already set up in my head. I already see it. And that thought is just as much of a fact as this pen right here to me. Because God has done so many things in my life that it's just fucking fact. Now, is it going to look like it does in my head? No. And I know that. I know that. That's okay too. But we will get what we want in this situation because we are correct, right? I'm going to give you another little piece of advice. This is advice. The hard thing and the right thing are often the same thing. Keep that in mind. The right thing and the hard thing. Why is the truth so fucking hard? I don't know. I know, but it is, isn't it? No, it's not. No, it's not. You want to know why? You want to know why it's hard? Because I keep telling myself that it's hard. Well, the truth is hard. No, it's not. It's as easy as the lie, if not easier, actually. Once you get to a certain spot, yeah. I mean, your honesty, not brutal honesty. Okay, I'm going to describe what I think brutal honesty is. Okay? It's unsolicited advice to me, and that's what that is. Brutal honesty means I am taking your inventory and I'm spot on and I got the answer. But I can't approach that way. No, I got to take that brutal and turn it into something a little more flavorful, something, because I'm going to approach a person. So when Dion has brutal honesty, he is not capable of meeting others where they are at. I'm not able to do that because I'm too wrapped up in here, right? So, but it may mean something different to someone else. So that's why I gave my description, because we do that a lot in AA. Don't assume that the way they're thinking of it is the way you're thinking of it. Don't assume that. Okay? They don't know what you know. You don't know what they know. So what were we using there? Open-mindedness, honesty. Hey, maybe they're just looking at it a different way. All right? Daryl comes on here with me quite often, and we debate often. We don't debate, but we have different experiences often. That's good. That's good. All right. All right. And we will be comforted and assured that our own destiny in that realm will be securing for so long as we try, however faltering, to find and do the will of our Creator. Now, when they said that, they were talking about heaven. We're talking about heaven. Right? But in this, it's different. Never mind. As we have seen, self-searching is the means by which we bring new vision, action, and grace to bear upon the dark and negative side of our natures. Now, I can't give much grace if I'm doing all this other stuff, right? If I'm being angry, judgmental, all these things, then I because you can't transmit something you don't have. And if I don't have grace at the moment, I can't pass it on. I can't pass it on. Why is it that Instagram just joins for a little bit and then they disappear? Does the counter suck, or are you folks still there? All right. It is a step in the development of the kind of humility that makes it possible for us to receive God's help. Yet, it is only a step. We will want to go further. Okay. I'm going to tell you, you always got to go further. Just keep moving forward, man. You're going to fall often, a lot. You picked a rough road. It isn't easy walking. You got to put on your fucking hiking shoes, man, to run the road that we do. There's dips, there's valleys, there's mountains. Every now and again we might get like 10, 20 feet of a nice plain where we can rest, but we do it together. Oh, Dion, somebody else just joined the road. Well, let's head back to the end of the road and help them catch up to where we are. But what's neat is you get to do that part by express train. You get to go back. See? And because here's the road, right? Here's the road. Okay. And this is not the full road. Let's say you've done this part of the road. You can go to any part of that road at any point that you want to now, at any time. Once you've experienced it, you can go whoop and then back here if you want. Yeah, it's your path, right? And the path is not a straight line. No, it's like this. It's not like this or even this. No, it's that's the path. It's a long and winding road, my friends. We will want the good that is in all of us, even in the worst of us, to flower and to grow. Now, even with the things that I do, I always bring one thing up. Hey, you know what? The other side of this is I believe that people can change. I changed, you changed, a lot of us changed, right? And for years, I tried to help with that change to say, well, because it got some great programs. The beginning of it was great. The beginning of recovery coaching was a great fucking idea. It still is a great fucking idea, but it should not be controlled by alcoholics. No, you can't fucking trust us. No, we'll be like, oh man, that's a side hustle. Now we're already done. We're done. The moment they were able to take insurance, I knew it was over because I know how alcoholics act. I know how this alcoholic acts. And I can tell you now, somebody who has worked fraud most of his life in banking, man, okay, they did it kind of right, but they could have made a lot more fucking money than that. Yeah. See, my brain, how did I know? Because my brain did it too. My brain went after the money too. And that's how I knew it was wrong. Didn't have anything to do with anybody else, but we're alike. See, we act the same when most alcoholics act the same when they are unhealed. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, they will just go after it. And I know the steps you will take to get there because my brain thinks of them too. You cannot bullshit a bullshitter, my friends. Why is it gay? See, that's why the willingness is big, because otherwise we'll run you off, and we don't really want to do that either, right? So, most certainly we shall need bracing air and an abundance of food, but first, all we shall really want is sunlight. Nothing much can grow in the dark. Meditation is our step out into the sun. How then shall we meditate? I'm not going to go into that part. This part wasn't about meditation today. So it was about, well, a little bit, I don't meditate in the same way that other people meditate. Mine's more of a decompression. But all day long, I'll take a minute and just sit there, do nothing. Not really thinking, not really. And these are little things. Walking. Walking is a great way to meditate. For a lot of us, it's this. My brain won't shut up. It won't shut the fuck up. So I have to do things. What I have to do is I have to do things to so that my brain is busy with that so I can meditate. I use video games. I play the same game. I don't buy like new game. And no, I don't play video games all day. And no, I'm not addicted. Fuck, I'll stop and do chores in the middle of. People are like, how do you get all this shit done? I play video games. I'm like, you got to take a break. Okay. Now I use it for meditation. Right now I'm playing Resident Evil Village. Yeah, played it several times. But the thing is I will miss certain parts all the time. So It's just a repetitive, yeah, imagination station. See? Something to get your brain busy. Art would probably be great. Painting. Yeah, imagination is what I'm trying to get at that. And that's what I use. I don't, I, you know, I was taught meditation at a very young age, actually, when I was 14. And my parents put me in Mount Airy Psychiatric Center. And the anger lady, that's what we called her the anger lady. And she talked like this. And it was always like this. And she never had a different tone. And it was annoying. Yeah, puzzles. That's what my mom does. So my mom meditates, puzzles. Great idea. See, these are all recovery. These are all suggestions and ways to help you get there, because it can feel really fucking weird. It's another scary thing that you might go through. But by this time, I hope you have enough trust in your higher power to know that they ain't gonna let you down. I go through some pretty hard stuff and I come out unharmed. It's the coolest thing. It's like I have this protection bubble or something. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. So, all right, let's get to the reading and we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. With the self-discipline and insight gained from practicing step 10, I begin to know the gratifications of sobriety. Now, see, they don't quite put any thought into this because now they're talking about step 10, but they led us to step 11. But it still works, doesn't it? It still works. So I can either be judgmental about that. Okay. Oh, they made an error. No, they didn't. No, they didn't make an error. I'm telling you, my brain did it. So I'm bringing it up. This shit happens to me too. Or I can see the connection. So I can either judge what I thought was wrong, my perception, or I can agree with it and get something out of it. There we go. I begin to know the gratifications of sobriety, not as mere abstinence from alcohol, but recovery in every department of my life. Fuck alcohol. I'm neutral about alcohol. Who cares? The only time I think about alcohol really is if somebody else brings it up. But when I'm here or an AA meeting, so a lot. But even then, I'll go to an AA meeting and not think of alcohol quite often. Yeah, because I know that alcohol isn't the problem, even though the newcomer thinks that I've got an alcohol problem. No, you had an alcohol solution, and that was the problem. Your solution was alcohol, and that's the problem. This is the problem. The alcohol was not the problem. Okay, this pen cannot be a problem unless I make it a problem. I renew hope, regenerate faith, and regain the dignity of self-respect. I discover the word "and" in the phrase, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Yeah. It says in the 10th step, when these things happen, not if. You're human. You're human. And you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes every day. Just do the 10th step. I did 10th step in the middle of a parking lot meeting the other day. I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday or Saturday. Yeah. And I said, and that's my 10th step. And everybody's like, yeah, okay, cool. Done. Now I don't have to go back to that meeting and worry that I interrupted somebody and misunderstood something because I wanted to be reactive. Who cares? Okay. Am I really doing a 10th step or am I being a good example? I'm being a good example. The 10th step, the 10th step's it's a benefit. It's a benefit for what I do. I'm allowed to utilize the 10th step. Not everybody is allowed to utilize the 10th step. There are 9 that come before it, and if you don't do them correctly, you don't get to utilize the 10th step because you do not have enough humility in your life. Yeah. Steps are full of a lot of scary things so that you'll trust. We force you to go through scary things. They're hard, but we ain't going to make you do it alone. Nope. Nope. In fact, it'll be funny because we'll be walking through the dark. I'll be skipping because I've been there before. And my other person will be trembling. I'm like, don't worry about it. I got you. I got you. I got you surrounded, man. I'm skipping around you. I'm just showing you it's okay to skip in the dark too. And then they start skipping. They're like, oh, it's not dark. I'm like, oh, see, I'm standing in the sunlight. And now you're joining me. So it was just a decision. Yeah, you're right, Dion. Okay, I'm gonna do a little skipping, and all of a sudden, bam, sunlight. Hey, it was because I knew something. I was already in this. I didn't see the darkness because I'm not living there, but they are. But I can go there and I can be a part of that, and I can help them out of that darkness. You think that you're spreading. It's funny because we AAs think that we're spreading AA. You're spreading the word of God. Do you know that? You're spreading the word of God. Okay? You're not a Jehovah Witness. You're not going door to door. We don't buttonhole people, right? We are not specific. That gives you, what that allows you is the ability to work with anybody. Isn't that cool? And only alcoholics really get to do that. Not only there are different paths, but we're the biggest one. Reassured that I'm no longer always wrong. Okay. So I'm not always wrong now. Okay. I'm sorry, but that's just not a reassurance for me. I feel so reassured that I'm not as wrong. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. But for them, it works, right? You gotta let them have it. I'm not arguing with them. I'm just showing that I had a different experience. And this one I'll go for. I learned to accept myself as I am. That I can go for. When you accept yourself for who you are, do you know what that is? It's unconditional love. If you can't do it for you, you ain't gonna be able to do it for anybody else. Just like everything else. You cannot transmit something you don't have. And if you don't love yourself unconditionally, which is really fucking hard, ain't it? Or maybe the reverse is true. Maybe loving others unconditionally helps you to understand that you need to love yourself unconditionally. Okay? Take either one, it'll work. Neither way is wrong. Neither way is wrong. You'll get the end result because it's still right. See, the path is the adventure. So enjoy the fucking adventure, man. I mean, you watch these movies like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and all these things about people going on adventures, but you won't live your own. Live your own adventure. I learned to accept myself as I am with a new sense of the miracles of sobriety and serenity. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. It's always good to see y'all. I love you.